So imagine you're sitting across from someone on a first date, and instead of listening to what they're saying, you're having like an internal dialogue with yourself, a full-blown crisis. Is my hair messy? Did I just laugh too loud? What do they think of me? Do I have something in my teeth? I'm sure that we have all been there. We've all had this experience. It's like a literal spotlight on us, right? It's like it magnifies every tiny flaw for our date to see. That's what we imagine. But this is what is called the spotlight effect. And it's actually something that it fuels anxiety, as you can imagine. You worry about what people think of you, but the truth is actually much more liberating. Your date isn't noticing your flaws nearly as much as you think. They are actually probably feeling exactly the same way as you, worrying about what you think. Today, I'm going to talk about how to turn that spotlight that you feel that's on yourself off, so you can actually enjoy the person that's in front of you. So the psychology of the spotlight effect, let's just briefly go into that. It's the tendency to overestimate how much other people notice our appearance, right? Our mistakes or our awkwardness in general. And I've been there. I can be properly awkward sometimes. Rationally, this happens because you are the center of your own universe. You are intensely aware of like everything you do. So you assume that everyone else is too. But in reality, your date is likely also under their own spotlight. And they are so worried about their hair or how awkward they are or their jokes that they have really very little mental bandwidth left to pick apart yours. So number one, stop worrying what other people are thinking of you. It's very doubtful that they are. That's in my experience and what, my research and what I've looked into. And number two, you are kind of judging yourself, as unfortunately a lot of us do. We all do, with a microscope, right? The tiny little details, while they are seeing you with a telescope. In Christian dating, the spotlight effect often turns simple and joyful coffee dates into like a high stakes audition almost. We start acting as if we're performing for a role or something, desperate to win the approval of the person across the table. But here is the problem. When you're busy auditioning, you've forgotten that you already have a secure identity. You are trading the peace of God, which says you are already chosen, for the shaky opinion of a stranger that you don't know yet. It doesn't make sense. So when you stop trying to sell yourself almost, you can finally start being yourself. You don't need a callback when you already know where you belong. Psalm 139, this is one of my favorites. It tells us that God knows every word before it's on our tongue. He sees the flaws and loves you. He loves you anyway. When your security is rooted in being known by God, you don't have to perform for anyone. Jesus asked a very rational question in the Sermon on the Mount. Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? The answer is no. Worrying about what your date thinks of you actually makes you less authentic, and it's going to portray to them something not real, something fake, because you're trying to perform, you're trying to be almost something that you're not. It makes you less present and less authentic. And ultimately this affects how the date will go. If worrying adds zero value to your life, then the most logical thing you can do is to let go of the spotlight. So to break the power of the spotlight, you have to shift your focus. Here are some steps. Number one, the best cure is curiosity. Make your goal to learn 3 deep things about your date. So, when you're focused on being a good listener, you physically cannot obsess over your own performance, right? Number 2, the messy test. Unintentionally mention something small and slightly embarrassing early on, like maybe how you always trip on flat ground. When you see that they don't run away, but they actually say, oh yeah, me too. It always happens. It proves to your brain that the spotlight isn't as bad as you thought. Number 3, label the feeling. This is a good one. It almost trains your brain. So when you feel that surge of self-consciousness, say to yourself, this is just a spotlight effect. It's an illusion. Name the feeling. Maybe it's a thought or it's just a feeling in your body, whatever it is. Naming the bias takes away its emotional power. I really hope this has helped you. This is like my experience. It's my research into this. I love making these videos for you guys. Please let me know in the comments, what is one awkward thing that you might be worried about on a date, only to find out that your date didn't care at all? What's your experience? We'd love to know. And let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Give it a quick thumbs up and share it to anyone you think it might help. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.